Get ready to be blown away as we unveil a mind-boggling collection of the world's fastest cars, where speeds reaching 300 miles per hour will leave you in awe. Prepare to witness an epic showdown between automotive powerhouses Koenigsegg, Hennessey, and Bugatti as they unleash groundbreaking engineering marvels that rival Formula One speed demons. Take a seat and journey into a world where speed knows no limits. Rimac Nevera. Starting off with the crazy Rimac Nevera, which has the capacity to reach crazy speeds and can go up to 258 miles per hour. Although the car can reach 258 miles per hour when it is delivered to customers, it has a limited top speed of 219 miles per hour, which is still insane. The hypercar was designed and manufactured by the Croatian automotive manufacturer Rimac Automobili, with the utmost attention to its performance. With its ability to produce 1,914 horsepower from its 4 Rimac-designed electric motors, the hypercar can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 2 seconds. Crazy, right? And it can go up to 100 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds. The all-electric sports car had its first production prototype delivered in August 2021, and later in 2022, the first production spec Nevera was delivered to Nico Rosberg. This is not surprising, since the F1 champion is a master of driving fast cars. Well, it is smart of him to cop one, seeing that the vehicle's production will be limited to just 150 pieces, and the last production will be done in 2024. Yeah, you heard that right, 2024. This masterpiece's production takes roughly a week, which means the 150th will be produced sometime in 2024, all things being equal. I mean, take a look at this. It has 4 motors and 4 wheels, and each of the wheels is independently driven by one dedicated electric motor, which channels torque accordingly to give unprecedented control and agility. A total of 1,427 kilowatts and 2,360 newton-meters of torque are generated by them collectively. Core strength, solid structure. Beneath the skin lies a carbon fiber monocoque with a bonded carbon roof, an integrated structural battery pack, and a rear carbon subframe. It has a battery capacity of 120 kilowatts, and if connected to a fast charger, it can be recharged to 80% in less than 30 minutes. The structural core of the hypercar is exceptionally strong, lightweight, and is being entirely developed in-house. The car has an entirely new design and does away with standard doors in favor of butterfly doors. The performance and speed of the Nevera have given it crazy publicity, which secured it the 55th spot on Mattel's Hot Wheels collection of die-cast car models. Well, that's not all. The automobile is currently one of the fastest accelerating production cars in the world. The car also added 2 accolades to its bag after reaching 256 miles per hour on the automotive testing Papenburg track in Germany. After this display, it was termed the fastest electric car in the world and the fastest car ever recorded at automotive testing Papenburg. With all its capabilities, it has an accompanying dramatic sound that is sure to make heads turn on the road. With 1.4 megawatts literally blasting through the vehicle, the Nevera defies the perception of an electric vehicle, EV, at full throttle. The $2.4 million price tag attached to the car is enough to tell you that this car is a rare breed, and that every hypercar freak would want to have one. Koenigsegg Agera R. With the ability to reach a top speed of 273 miles per hour, the Koenigsegg Agera R comes in next. The Agera R is one of the multiple Koenigsegg's to make our top 10. The Agera R is an uncommon vehicle, as only 18 of the Swedish supercars were ever produced during the 3 years of its production, which ran from 2011 to 2014. The first appearance the car made was at the 2011 Geneva Motor Show, and it stood out with its speed race livery and special Michelin tires. This engineering masterpiece has the ability to produce 1,124 horsepower and can go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in less than 2.8 seconds. Every part of the car is unique and was given attention. The body of the car is made from impregnated carbon fiber Kevlar with lightweight reinforcements, which guarantees a strong body. Moving to the rear wing, it is an electronically adjustable one with auto setting or manual control in order to have as little compromise as possible between low drag and downforce, depending on driving conditions. The wheels of the car also go crazy, as it comes with forged aluminum wheels with center locking nuts, measuring 19-inch on the front and 20-inch on the rear, and wrapped in a set of Michelin Super Sport tires that can be used for speeds of up to 260 miles per hour. Other unique characteristics include the trademark dihedral synchro helix actuation doors, a new traction control system, LED lighting, blue hood stripes that extend into the interior, and a custom interior with a new Ghost Light lighting system that uses carbon nanotubes in a special configuration to shine through the car's aluminum buttons. The Agera R was also the first of Koenigsegg's cars to have the manufacturer's own ceramic piston brake system. The car has a couple of records under its sleeves. In 2011, the Agera R set a new world record for driving 0 to 300 to 0 kilometers per hour. The time of 21.19 seconds was only surpassed in 2015 by another Koenigsegg, 1-1. The Agera R also set 6 new world land speed records for production vehicles, including the fastest time from 0 to 186 miles per hour, 14.53 seconds, the fastest time from 0 to 250 miles per hour, 33.2 seconds, and the fastest time for the flying mile on a public road, 276.3 miles per hour. It was named Hypercar of the Year in 2010 by Top Gear magazine. The Agera R has also had its fair share of video game attention, having been featured in the Need for Speed franchise, prominently in Criterion Games' Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 and Ghost Games' Need for Speed Rivals 2013. It is also featured in the 2013 mobile game Real Racing 3, Nitro Nation Drag and Drift 2014, and CSR Racing 2012. With $2 million in hand, you would have been able to get one of these in your garage, but for now it is out of production. Bugatti Chiron. What would this list be without a Bugatti? The French automobile makes its debut on this list with the Bugatti Chiron, capable of hitting a top speed of 261 miles per hour. The car was produced for 6 years, from 2016 to 2022, and as of 2022, all of the Chirons that have ever been produced have been sold, but not all have been manufactured. I guess the French manufacturers loved this car a lot and decided to make different variants of it: the Chiron Sport, Chiron Noir, Chiron Persport, Chiron Sport Le Légion du Ciel, and Chiron Profile. Among these variants, one stands out for its speed, which you'll see later on in this video, and the other stands out for creativity. The Lego Chiron, just as the name implies, was constructed almost entirely with Lego Technic elements, with exceptions for the Bugatti badge, the wheels, and a couple other things. The car was created as the 2018 Technic sports car. To the features of the car, the Bugatti Chiron is a mid-engine 2-seater sports car that was designed and developed in Germany and is the successor to the Bugatti Veyron. The name Chiron is a familiar one. First, it is the name of Monegasque driver Louis Chiron, after whom the car was named, and it also shares a name with the 1999 Bugatti 183 Chiron concept car. The car made its debut at the 2016 Geneva Motor Show, and since then it has lived up to expectations. According to the manufacturer, the vehicle can go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds, from 0 to 124 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds, and from 0 to 186 miles per hour in 13.6 seconds. Also, due to concerns that no tire would be able to accommodate whatever stress the car was going to bring at top speed, the top speed of the car was electronically limited to 261 miles per hour. It is basically just a safety precaution that was put on the car. Like other cars we have seen, the Chiron also has its own record-breaking achievements. For one, Bugatti announced that the car broke the record for the fastest 0 to 400 to 0 kilometers per hour, 0 to 249 to 0 miles per hour acceleration time, achieving this in 41.96 seconds. This record was announced at the IAA show that took place in 2017 in Frankfurt. The car was driven by Colombian racing driver Juan Pablo Montoya. The Bugatti Chiron and all its variants are 100 cars away from reaching the 500 examples that the car is meant to have. Out of the 500, the Bugatti Chiron amounts to 100 examples. The Bugatti is a sought-after car, and it is evident in the fact that 200 cars were already purchased before the car was even delivered to the owner. To own the Chiron, you'd have to make a deposit of 200,000 euros to secure it. That's just crazy. Another thing you should know is that all the Chiron cars intended to be manufactured and sold have already been sold, even before the production of some of them. Basically, as of now, not everyone who has paid for it has it in their garage. Given the $2.6 million price tag on the car, I think I would want mine almost almost immediately, relieving me of the suspense of seeing such an engineering masterpiece. Bugatti Veyron Supersport. With another entry, the next car on the list is the Bugatti Veyron Supersport. The Veyron was named after the racing driver Pierre Veyron. The Bugatti Veyron was so good that a Supersport version had to be created. I mean, the car was the car of the decade in Top Gear's end of 2010 award show, and was named the 2000s Car of the Decade by the BBC television program Top Gear. The Veyron Supersport is one of the oldest on the list, having been produced 13 years ago, from 2010 to 2011. In its 1 year of production, the supercar's production was said to be limited to just 30 units, but eventually 48 of these cars were produced. The Supersport version was a limited one, and it did serve its purpose, as it clinched a benchmark when it was crowned the fastest production car by Guinness World Records. Pierre-Henri Raffanel, the official test driver of Bugatti, broke the record as he drove the car at Volkswagen Group's private Erlesian test track. The representatives of Guinness World Records and the German Technical Inspection Agency were present as he smashed the record. Raffanel achieved an average maximum speed of 431.072 kilometers per hour, 267.856 miles per hour, which meant that it was dethroning the SSC Ultimate Aero TT as the fastest production vehicle of all time. I am sure it was this benchmark that gave it so much street cred that all of the cars that were produced have been sold out. Although it was the fastest production road car in the world at the time of its introduction, it has been electronically limited to 258 miles per hour to protect the tires from disintegrating. To unlock the record-breaking speed, you will need a second key that will give you unfettered access to the engine. The car's acceleration can also go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.5 seconds. After this masterpiece was produced, Bugatti went ahead to produce the Bugatti Veyron 16.4 Supersport World Record Edition. This version is very rare, as only 5 units made it out of production. The car is basically an orange version. It has orange body detailing, orange wheels, and a special black exposed carbon body. Another distinct feature is the fact that the electronic limiter is also removed with this version. The model made its debut at the Quail, followed by the 2010 Monterey Historic Races at Laguna Seca and the 2010 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. I guess it is right to say that this version of the car was a huge upgrade, as the top speed exceeds that of the original version, which had a top speed of 253 miles per hour. Just like the top speed, there is also a huge gap in their price tag. The original goes for £1 million, while the Supersport version has a price tag of $2.7 million. Hennessy Venom GT. Hennessy's first entry on the list is the Hennessy Venom GT. The American-manufactured car was produced from 2011 to 2017, with only 13 of them being produced. The 13 were made up of 7 coupes and 6 spiders. The limited production high-performance sports car has been in and out of breaking records, with the car going from 0 to 186 miles per hour, 0 to 300 kilometers per hour, with an average acceleration time of 13.63 seconds. The Venom GT set a record in 2013. The record was recognized by Guinness World Records as the fastest road-legal car from 0 to 186 miles per hour, 0 to 300 kilometers per hour, with an average acceleration time of 13.63 seconds. The car also proceeded to set an unofficial record for going 0 to 200 miles per hour, 0 to 322 kilometers per hour in 14.51 seconds. The record beat the Koenigsegg Agera R's time of 17.68 seconds, making it the unofficial fastest accelerating road-legal car in the world. As if that wasn't enough, the same year, the Hennessy Venom GT reached 265.7 miles per hour, 427.6 kilometers per hour, over the course of 2 miles, 3.2 kilometers, during testing at the United States Naval Air Station Lemoore in Lemoore, California. In its quest to be the fastest car in the world, the Hennessy team took this test to the Kennedy Space Center in 2014 and made sure they made a record. Although the record wasn't recognized by Guinness World Records, the team recorded a top speed of 270.49 miles per hour, 435.31 kilometers per hour, in a limited distance of 2.3 miles, 3.7 kilometers. The record wasn't recognized, as it didn't meet the requirement that the run be in multiple directions. The Venom GT is available in different variants. The first is the Venom GT Spider. This version was introduced at the request of Aerosmith lead singer Steven Tyler, who wanted an open-top version of the car. He was the first recipient of this model, as it was limited to just 5 units. In addition to the 5, there was a one-off Spider that was produced as the Final Edition, which rounds the total number of versions to 6. Another version of this vehicle is the Venom GT World's Fastest Edition. This version was produced to commemorate the Venom GT Coupe's 0 to 300 km/h Guinness World Record and the 270.4 mph top speed run at the Kennedy Space Center. Only 3 of these were ever produced, and they each had a price tag of $1.25 million. The last version of this car is the Venom GT Spider, called the Final Edition. As the end of the production of the Venom GT drew near, the manufacturer thought of having a one-off version to celebrate the end of the era, hence the Final Edition. The Final Edition is slightly different, as the car has a glacier blue paint job with 2 thin white stripes as its livery. Before going on display, the car was pre-sold for $1.2 million. The Venom GT has also made its appearance in video games like Drive Club, the Forza series, Need for Speed The Run, Need for Speed Rivals, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, and Asphalt 8 Airborne. Koenigsegg Agera RS. Koenigsegg Agera RS gives Koenigsegg its second entry on the list. I am sure that the name sounds familiar. Well, yeah, this is the advanced version of the Agera R that was previously shown in the course of this video. With the advanced capabilities of the Agera R and Agera S, and some of the new technology and features of the Koenigsegg 1.1, this car was created to be extraordinary. It is no surprise that the car dethroned the Bugatti Chiron by setting a new record. The Agera RS was able to complete the 0 to 400 to 0 km/h, 0 to 249 to 0 mph record in 36.44 seconds, which is 5.5 seconds faster than the Bugattis. During this record-breaking feat, that occurred in an old Danish airbase in Vandel, Denmark, the car also went from 0 to 400 km/h in 26.88 seconds, over a distance of 1,958 meters. The car also reached an average top speed of 447 km/h, 278 mph, which has given it a spot on this list. The car achieved this feat in 2017, although it hasn't been confirmed by Guinness World Records. The car achieved a speed of 458 km/h, 284.55 mph during its northbound run, and 436 km/h, 271 mph during its southbound run. This masterpiece was produced for 3 years, from 2015 to 2018, and in those 3 years, 27 units of the Agera RS were built. Initially, only 25 units were to be produced, but 2 extras were built. One served as a replacement for a customer car that was damaged while it was being used for shakedown testing, and the other was a factory development car and one as a replacement. As an owner of the Agera RS, you have the liberty to get creative and customize yours. It is only right to check out some of the customized Agera RSs. There is the Agera RS Narray. This is just the epitome of luxury, because why would a car this expensive still have carrot gold accents found all throughout the exterior of the car, and also have the Narray badge decorated in 155 different diamonds? Another would be the Agera RS Draken. This version was finished in exposed carbon fiber that features crushed diamonds. The name was coined from the word dragon in Swedish. The Agera RS Valhall is another. This was inspired by the Hooters, and the team has it finished in battleship gray with orange accents. Then there is the Agera RS Gryphon, which was originally commissioned by real estate mogul Manny Koshban. This spec was finished in fully exposed carbon fiber with 24-karat gold accents. Lastly, there is the Agera RSR, one of 3 limited edition versions of the Agera RS that were only sold to customers in Japan. Each of the 3 has different features that make them stand out. The cost of this excellent engineering work is $2.5 million. SSC Tuatara. With a top speed of 295 mph, the SSC Tuatara is next on the list. The sports car was manufactured by the American automobile manufacturer SSC North America, formerly Shelby Supercars Incorporated, giving them their only entry on this list. Before they settled on the top speed of 295 mph, the Tuatara team had gone through so many tests to get their hands on the world record. In 2020, the team announced that the car reached a top speed record of 331.5 132.15 miles per hour, 532.93 kilometers per hour, and a two-way average of 316.11 miles per hour, 508.73 kilometers per hour, on a 7-mile stretch of temporarily closed Nevada State Route 160 near Pahrump, outside of Las Vegas. But this record was quickly dismissed, as there were reservations about it. The team has also attempted to break the record again, but those attempts have been futile. The team decided to take on another top speed run in Florida on December 12th and 13th, 2020, but the car was unable to exceed 252 miles per hour, 406 kilometers per hour, due to mechanical problems. That didn't stop them. They took another test again, and this time the Tuatara was damaged after its trailer flipped over in high winds in Utah. The team then decided to take on yet another speed test, and this time, although they were not able to cross over from 200 to 300, they settled for 295 miles per hour, 475 kilometers per hour over the course of 2.3 miles, 3.7 kilometers, at Space Florida's launch and landing facility. This record was verified by two RaceLogic V-Box GNSSs and a Life Racing GPS speed measurement system, as well as a RaceLogic technician on hand. Apart from this record-breaking feat, the interior and exterior of the car were given premium attention. The center console's touchscreen is used to operate the car's various systems, and the interior is furnished with leather and Alcantara. Behind the steering wheel is a reconfigurable instrument panel with a speedometer that goes up to 300 miles per hour, 483 kilometers per hour, and a display of vital data about the vehicle's status. The car does not have conventional side view mirrors. Instead, it has a camera system. According to SSC, the interior can accommodate a person who is 6'5" or 1.96 meters tall and wearing a helmet. The vehicle uses active aerodynamics and a carbon fiber body with aluminum crumple zones. The Tuatara started its production in 2020 and is still ongoing. Production has been said to be limited to 100 units. The car has also seen different variants. For one, there is the Tuatara Striker, which features additional aerodynamic components that increase downforce for track handling. And there is the Tuatara Aggressor, which has the same body style as the Striker, but allows the customer to choose from non-road legal options, such as racing seats and a 2,200 horsepower, 1,650 kilowatt engine upgrade. The Tuatara is said to be limited to just 10 units, while the original SSC Tuatara and the Striker make up the 100 units that were said to be produced. There is also another version in the works. This is called the Little Brother. I can't wait to see the capabilities of this. And until then, to cop one of the SSC Tuataras, you should be able to cough up $1.6 million. Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. Giving Bugatti its third and final entry on this list is the legendary Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. I am sure you must have seen the Bugatti Chiron in the course of this video, which had the capacity to reach 261 miles per hour. But Bugatti wanted a car capable of doing more than this, hence the Supersport 300 Plus. This record-breaking car is the first to surpass the threshold of 300 miles per hour, and it did it very gracefully. The car didn't fall short in delivery, as it fulfilled the promise for which it was produced. In 2019, the Bugatti team took the speed test to Erlesien in Germany, and their test driver, Andy Wallace, was able to smash through the previous record and hit 490.484 kilometers per hour, 304.773 miles per hour. That was not the only record that was broken that day. Bugatti also set a new TÜV certified speed record on this run. The vehicle is also said to be able to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.6 seconds. After the car achieved this record-breaking feat, the manufacturer decided to make it available in just 30 units, which is one of the requirements of Guinness World Records in order to be considered. All 30 units have been safely delivered to their owners, the last of which was delivered to its owner in July 2021. The Chiron Supersport 300 Plus was built ready to take on this challenge. The bodywork was extended and aerodynamically optimized for extremely high-speed performance. Even at speeds over 420 kilometers per hour, performance and stability are improved by the ideal balance between low drag and downforce. The legendary W16 8-liter engine now outperforms the Chiron by 100 horsepower, producing 1,176 kilowatts or 1,600 horsepower. The tires were fully equipped for the task because they were able to complete it without incident. In order to guarantee perfect structural integrity, the Michelin Pilot Sport Sport Cup 2 tires on the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus were X-rayed before being installed. Although all of its units have been delivered, if you had wanted to cop one of these limited hypercars, you'd have to be willing to drop within the range of $3,987,000 and $4,715,000. I'm sure with the 300 threshold crossed, the Bugatti team will probably be scheming on how to reach a new milestone, maybe 400? Hennessy Venom F5. With its second entry on the list, the Hennessy Venom F5 comes in next. In case you were curious, its name is a tribute to tornadoes that fall under the F5 category, which is the highest level that can be achieved according to the Fujita scale. The car was manufactured to succeed the Hennessy GT, and it sure didn't disappoint in its delivery. The Venom's functions, sleekness, agility, and speed inspire every aspect of its sculpted body, which combines minimal, sharp lines with smooth, flowing surfaces. The exterior and interior designs were also given consideration for simplicity and comfort. According to a VMA speed tracking system, the top speed is 301 miles per hour, or 484 kilometers per hour. According to Hennessy, the vehicle will accelerate from 0 to 186 miles per hour, or 0 to 300 kilometers per hour, in less than 10 seconds, and from 0 to 249 miles per hour, 0 to 400 kilometers per hour, in about 20 seconds. Each Venom F5 includes the treasure chest, a sizable aluminum box that also includes a tow hook, a magnetic trickle charger, and a key fob. The lightweight wheels have 7 pairs of spokes, each resembling an extended Hennessy H, and were forged from aluminum alloy before being meticulously milled. The script Hennessy and its opposite, the Roadster script, are milled into the outer face of each wheel rim. Owners have the option of upgrading the Hyper Silver wheels to highly polished aluminum, which requires a laborious hand polishing procedure that takes weeks to complete. The wheels are secured with 5 titanium nuts, an alloy revered for its strength, heat tolerance, corrosion resistance, and extremely low mass. The interior is just as classy. The carbon fiber bucket seats are cushioned with leather-clad pads that adhere to the function defines form design philosophy and contribute to a lighter seat. During spirited driving, the seats hug the passengers and offer supportive comfort during rapid acceleration. There will only be 24 units produced, 12 of which had been sold by December 2020. The car originally cost $1.6 million in the United States, but later went up to $2.1 million for the remaining 12 units. In 2021, 8 cars were constructed and delivered. The business formally declared in August 2021 that it had received customer orders for and sold all 24 units of the F5 intended for production. The Venom has different variants and is available in the Venom F5 Revolution, the Venom F5 Roadster, and the Venom F5 Coupe. Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. And now to the fastest of them all, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. This car is an absolute masterpiece that has been built to break records. Breaking records is not new to Koenigsegg, as the Agera RS also broke a record that had stood for 79 years and 8 months prior to the Agera RS taking the crown. This beauty is the high-speed version of the Jesko and is said to have the capacity to go as far as 530 to 560 kilometers per hour, 330 to 350 miles per hour in the right conditions. Although it is said to attain such speed, it has not been proven yet. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how fast it can go. Since the first unit was just completed in 2022, we'll wait patiently for them. Hopefully, Bugatti doesn't come up with a monster before they're ready. Apart from this, the Jesko Absolute is sure to turn heads, seeing that the original was highly rated. The Jesko was Top Gear's Hypercar of the Year for 2022 and had 2 variations of the car made. That is the Absolute, which focused on top speed, and the Attack, which was track-focused. The Absolute and the Attack share the same engine and transmission, but the Absolute's aerodynamic analysis and engineering work received much attention. The Absolute's engineering and design work took another 5,000 hours, in addition to the 3,000 hours devoted to the aerodynamic analysis. In comparison to earlier Koenigsegg models, the Jesko's interior has more legroom and headroom, thanks to the use of a redesigned monocoque. The car has amenities like a climate control system, an infotainment system with a 9-inch screen, Apple CarPlay, and USB phone charging. Even though interior features are prioritized for weight reduction, the vehicle has distinctive screens mounted in the spokes of the steering wheel and a 5-inch screen mounted behind the steering wheel that shows the driver critical information. Although made of hollow carbon fiber, the seats will have electrically adjustable backs. The Jesko has the same auto-skin capabilities as the Agera R from Koenigsegg, which lets the doors and hood be operated remotely. The front and rear axles of the car can also be hydraulically raised to provide more ground clearance. The doors have undergone redesigning to open farther outward and have more ground clearance when opened. The roof was not left out, as it has screws in order to ensure it remains in place during high-speed driving. For $2.8 million, the Jesko Absolute in all of its engineering brilliance could be yours. Well, that's all from me today, but before you zoom off, there is more where this came from. Just click on one of the cards on the screen.